What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time, welcome. Uh, we got a good brother on tonight. I'm just gonna shout out to the monkey first of all, because he signed on to do my intros, and he's been doing a really good job. So I just want to say shout out to you. We got a 5 takes coming soon, but starting 30 years plus ago, his grandmother helped raise the boy into becoming the one person you want to stick in an elevator with. The one and only, the king of the top 5. We got my man Nick from Movie AV Impulse.
What's going on, man?
What's good? What's good? What's good? First live stream, everybody.
First one, man.
B to the live stream. I love it. I love it. How you feel?
Yeah. To not discredit anybody, Bob has been trying to get me on a live stream for quite some time, but my work schedule, weekends, like nights, Friday night, Saturday night, really the only times. So, and then conflicts, so. Well, I was happy to do this one because you're a lot more flexible. And Bob said, he's gonna do a weekend one, to have me on it with a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that too. But
I'm glad I was able to get you. Bob's my dude, but he gets all the people that I've never seen before on a live stream. He gets them first. So it's nice to be first in front of Bob this time around.
Well, you could thank my lovely job for that.
Thank you, job.
Being a truck driver.
Secure the bag. We got to secure the bag first and foremost. So,
yes, sir.
The way we're gonna do this, it's real easy, man. What we do is we start off with a non-movie question or two. We get into the movie stuff. That's why we're here. And then we end strong with the 5 takes like we do each time. So with that in mind, you ready to get going?
Yeah, just before we get going, after the 5 takes, you guys are probably going to unsubscribe, but I still love y'all.
Nah. People always say that, and they're like, oh, this is where people are going to hate me. This is where I'm going to lose subscribers. Everybody has an opinion. That's how I see it.
And that's the great thing about the love of movies. We all have different opinions, but at the end of the day, we all come together. So
yeah, it's all love. Cool. It's all love. Talking about that, let's check in and see who's on the chat before we get started. We got my man Jerry in the house showing you some love.
What's up, Jerry?
We got Ben Buster.
What's going on, Ben? He actually just found me on Facebook. I just started my Facebook 2 days ago, and he found me.
Really?
So appreciate you, Ben. Yeah.
I got a public group over there. KB Loves Movies, of course. So I just put up like a weekly question and, encourage people to just comment and go along with it. So it's all good. We got Holland Oates. What's up, my
Holland?
dude?
I haven't gotten him over on my channel yet, but I'm gonna get you to subscribe one day.
Yeah, everybody. Before we go any further, I'm just gonna clear this. You see right there, Movie AV Impulse. Right now, open another window if you want to. Go and subscribe to my man Nick. He has a good channel. Everybody loves those top 5s. You will too. Just do it now. Do it now. We'll be here. We're not going anywhere, so do it now.
Appreciate it.
Of course, we got my man Bob's Blu-ray.
What's up, Bob?
Giving you some love. One of the best, he called you. I love that. Love that. Said you're like a brother to him.
Yeah, man. We actually talk outside of the community, so yeah, we talk almost on a daily basis. He's definitely a good dude.
He is a good dude. Adrian James, what's up, my man?
What's up, man?
Who else? Oh.
Floyd House Flicks. Everybody love that brother, man.
Always gotta show the love.
Yeah, man.
We got Lapkey.
Oh, my man, Cody, what's up?
Coming up soon. We got Mama Blu-ray in the house.
Mama Blu-ray. Much love to Mama Blu-ray, man.
We got Michael in the house. Hello, hello.
What's up?
My sis Mika in the house. How's it
Yo,
going
Mika's been
tonight?
showing me a lot of love lately, and I really appreciate it, Mika. She's been showing me a lot of love, so I appreciate it. It,
She's a
it
good
goes to
lady,
show that
man.
my hard work and my hours of editing are paying off.
And you know what? She knows a horror movie, so you could definitely get into the horror talk with
her
her.
her and my wife would be like, because
I
horror is
was
my
just gonna
third
say that.
favorite, but my wife is so horror obsessed. I mean, she
Mm-hmm.
opened my eyes to so many different movies, like that Milo movie. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly, like the first 15 minutes, I'm looking at her like, what do you have me watching? And it was hard to find. Like
Yeah,
we had to actually buy like a ripped copy because
really.
we couldn't find it. So, like I said, 15 minutes, I was like, babe, what are you making me watch? And then after that, it blew me away. So, y'all
Yeah,
definitely go check that out. It actually is a really good movie.
yeah. Like some of those slasher choices, I was like, I've never heard of this, but I know it was wifey that put you on. We got Mega Mike the Movie Man.
What's up,
Can't wait to
Mike?
hear this conversation on the way home before I get my stream going. Yes, after we're done here, please hop over to Mega Mike. He got his stream going on, so check that out as well. Who else we got in here? Because I'm ready to get started. Ooh, we got a question off the back, right from Monkey. So I'm gonna save that. We'll come back to it. I'm just flashing it so Nick has a chance to think about it, and then we'll come back to it. But I got questions too. So
All
we're
right.
going to start with the non-movie question. You've had the channel for about 6, 7 months now, and I normally ask people like how much their collection has grown. Instead, I'm going to ask you how much has the collection changed?
Actually, it's changed a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
never used to blind buy
Mm-hmm.
because, in my opinion, I made one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I was really down on my luck. I sold almost every DVD that I had, and it was like one of the biggest regrets. I literally, like, you remember, I'm 40 years old. So when you think about back when DVD first came out, we're talking $35 a pop. $28 when it was on sale at Circuit City.
Oh,
Or
yes, Circuit
or
City.
strawberries. Yo, Circuit City. I miss Circuit City because they always had the craziest DVD sales,
Yes.
especially when Blu-ray came out. Because at first I didn't jump on the Blu-ray wagon. I didn't have a PS3, so I said I'm sticking with DVD. I thought DVD was
Mm-hmm.
done. That was it. So I didn't want to buy anything else. I didn't buy into the Blu-ray thing until I bought a PS3, and then I was like, I was like amazed.
Yeah.
Now I've started to realize, making this channel, doing my top fives and all that, a lot of these movies I forgot and that I didn't own them anymore. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. So I started buying all these old movies that I owned at one point, and I started doing a lot of blind buying just off of suggestions that, a lot of people have said to me. The one person, before we go any further, just want to send a special shout out to Jay over at Absolute Sublime One. He was the very, very, very first person to welcome me in this community. And I was just like, wow, I didn't even think, I think he was like one of the first people in the community to watch one of my videos, and it was
That's
terrible.
cool. That's cool.
Going back watching my first like 5 videos, I'm like, my God, what was I thinking? But
You were talking to
definitely
the
stepping it
camera.
up.
You were
Yeah,
talking to the
man.
camera.
And then now I'm like talking to an audience, so it's weird.
Yeah,
But a lot of
yeah.
blind buys, I would have never really done that before.
Hmm.
But my collection has definitely grown just off of blind buys and
Yeah.
um, trying to find the latest format of a certain movie, like I was discussing with you and Floyd. Um, there's so many like hood movies that I grew up with that actually mean a lot to me that
Hmm.
don't even have Blu-ray releases. They don't
DVD
have
only.
4K releases. And then
Yep.
it's hard to find the DVD. Go try
Yep.
to find New Jersey Drive right now. Even on eBay, you're looking at like $40, $50.
Try to find
And it's
five
like,
heartbeats.
yeah, try to find a Blue Hill Avenue. Like
Yeah.
some of these movies that I grew up like inspired by, it just don't exist,
Yeah.
on Blu-ray or 4K. So that's definitely a conversation I want to have on your channel one day when you get a little bit of time with you,
Oh yeah.
Floyd,
We're gonna come back and talk
Kyle.
about that. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
talk about that. See, I
definitely.
jumped right into the movie stuff. I didn't even start with the non-movie question. Let me back up. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I know you're from East Coast,
Hmm.
Springfield, right? Springfield, MA.
Springfield, Massachusetts. Yes, sir.
All right. Tell people for the uninitiated what Springfield and Roxbury is like compared to the stereotypes that we have of Boston area, especially the South Boston area and so forth. You know what
Okay,
I'm
well,
talking about.
I can tell you the whole, as far as South Boston goes, the whole mafia thing, like how you see it portrayed, in the 80s and the 70s and early 90s, that is pretty much accurate.
Hmm.
Um, and I can tell you that from a little bit of experience. My wife's Sicilian, and that's all I'm going to say right there.
Say
Um,
less.
and as far as, not everybody has that strong Boston accent, that pak the ka, that's really from Worcester to South Boston, and I think Boston started the accent, and then it kind of trickled down through Low and Worcester, and
Hmm.
so the stereotypes, we don't pull guns like that.
Right.
We do come at you with baseball bats and chains. But I mean, that was just old. That's kind of like New
Y'all
York.
play dirty. Let's be real. Let's keep it 100. Y'all play dirty up there.
Yeah, we a lot of our inspiration, unfortunately, it came from New York. A lot of that comes from New York. We're talking the five boroughs,
Hmm.
and we tried to emulate them. Not saying that we were trying to copycat, but if it wasn't for New York, trickling down to Massachusetts, because that's where y'all used to come to hide out, and vice versa. When some of my boys used to get in trouble, they'd go hide out in New York.
They go to the
So, and
BX or something like that.
yeah, and the reason why a lot of these hood movies mean so much to me is because when I used to watch them, I used to be like, that really happens in my street.
Hmm.
Like Blue Hill Avenue, when they were, I don't want to give too much of the movie away because if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth every single, whatever
Find
you
it.
can find that DVD for. It's
Yep.
worth every dollar. It's a B. It's shot on like a VHS camcorder, but it is a phenomenal movie. Yeah, I know you're laughing over there, KB, but it's how we used
Yeah,
to
I
watch
know.
movies.
I know.
Um, but when I seen like the backstabbing, the portrayal of how much drugs that we actually were trafficking through Massachusetts, and it's all real, it's all there.
Hmm.
But like I said, we didn't. Them guys pulled out guns if you sneezed wrong, and I never really experienced that. I've seen switchblades and butterfly knives and chains
Yeah.
and brass knuckles, but that's about the only depiction. We weren't pulling out guns like that. I know a
Yeah.
lot of rappers that say it in the rap songs, but it really
Yeah.
wasn't like
It
that.
was more the Warriors and less Goodfellas.
Yeah, less Blue Hill Avenue, because them
Yeah.
dudes is
Yeah.
pulling out guns if you sneeze wrong.
Yeah. For real.
So,
All right. I just have to get that out the way. Cool.
all right.
Let's get back into the movie stuff. How did you come up with the channel name?
Well, originally, I wanted to start a podcast.
Hmm.
I didn't want to do the YouTube thing. I didn't want anybody to see like who I was because I wanted people to hear the voice before they put, a face to the voice.
Of course.
Um, and my wife actually came up with the original name for the podcast, which I was going to get into. My first passion is movies, but my second passion is video and audio.
Hmm.
My dad was 100% obsessed with having the latest projector, the
That's cool.
latest TV. I mean, I've seen that man go from Fisher to Technics to Sony to density I forgot how to even pronounce it. I mean, it was to the point where he had Betamax, VCR, Laserdisc, DVDs. I mean, he would try every platform before
Nice.
he made his final decision. So
Yeah.
I grew up with this all in my mind. I wanted to start a, talking about low budget because there's so many high end YouTube channels on like Sony, and we're gonna focus on Sony. We're gonna focus on Samsung. I wanted to be the guy to be like, yeah, this Vizio. If you don't have this much money, I wanted to be
Right,
that
right.
guy. And watching Andrew, and no disrespect to anybody, he's one of my favorite. He is my favorite page channel
Hmm.
on YouTube. Um, I kind of like messaged him one day and I said, hey, I kind of want to get into this game. And he's like, well, you got money and, you could put it away. You could definitely jump in. And I was like, yeah, I ain't got that. But you know what I do have is 800 movies behind me. So I could
I'm gonna
start
put you
doing
on
that.
pause for a second because look who stopped in.
Hey, that's my man.
I was gonna ask you, first of all, Andrew, thanks for stopping in. I actually I've been into AV since college, and he has one of the best AV channels out there. I was
He
subscribed to
does.
him before I saw his top five. He did a Michael Bay top five on Nick's channel, and I was like, how did he get Andrew Robinson to do a top five? So
I actually
how did
got
you two
asked.
hook up?
All right, so the funny story about that is when he did that, I totally blew that video, by the way. I was so nervous when he actually sent me the video, and I was just like, I forgot to give my top five, and I didn't even realize it until I posted the video and he mentioned it. But I was so nervous because to me, Andrew was like a celebrity. He's like
Yeah.
at that time he had like 200 plus thousand subscribers. He just hit over 300,000. So congratulations again. And that's all him and his wife. They did that all by themselves. They're not like a huge conglomerate like Digital Trends where everybody's posted, everybody's subscribed for different reasons. You're subscribed to Andrew for Andrew because it's only Andrew. So I
Right.
give a lot of respect for channels like that are their own entity and not doing 18 other things and only sticking with those few things and being that big. That's a lot of accomplishment. Um, so yeah, I messaged him one day and I said, hey, do you think I could get a top five out of you? Because I know you're a huge Michael Bay fan. I've been following him for damn near
Yep.
3 years, and I'm actually subscribed to his channel. So I pay monthly to have those little silly emojis, and I just fell in love with the way he does his stuff, and his videos are
Hmm.
so crystal clear. That man shoots on like a 12K camera. It's insane.
The
But
lens is just clean. The lens is
yeah,
clean.
man, I don't know, man. But when he sent that, like I said, I was so nervous, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he actually did it. And I got Christy to like voice
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
So I was just really excited about it. And I totally blew that video, but we're gonna hook up again and do another top five. But this time it'll be actually me talking because I'm
yeah,
not so starstruck. Um,
yeah. I was starstruck when I first saw the video and I saw his name in the well, first it was the thumbnail and everything, and I was like, nah, it must be somebody else, same name. And then I started watching it and I was like, okay. You worried about, your views or whatever, but you getting some good YouTubers to join in. And I mean, Jay is another example, absolute
yep.
sublime. Him doing the top five too.
Took me a long time. Actually, Jay was supposed to be my first guest,
Hmm.
and I think he works nights because our schedules just did not click at all. We were actually going to try to do like a live, together, and it just didn't work. I couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. So I said, just send
Hmm.
me a video, and I asked Andrew at the same time, and Andrew ended up sending his first, so he kind of made the cut first. But
Yeah.
Jay was the first person I tried to get on one of my top fives, and you know, um, him and Andrew. I haven't been able to get anybody else since. It's just been a real tough ride. Um, it
I'm
really
I'm a,
has.
I'm gonna let you know right now. Whenever you're ready to do a Scorsese or Alfred Hitchcock top five, Holla at your boy.
Scorsese is that you're gonna be surprised, but Scorsese is my second favorite director. But my first will always be my first, no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. Let's hop back into the chat. We got a lot of people hopping in. So Mika says it right. It's all about supporting the community and awesome content creators like yourself.
Appreciate it.
Big Chris showing you some love.
Yes, sir.
Show them who you are. We got my man Huck in the house. What's up?
Well, what's up, Hux?
Yeah, those DVD were prices, man. If they
Yeah,
had a
I know
sale and you
Mika
could get it for
remember.
$22, you were so happy.
Yeah,
You're like,
man.
Yes, Bob, he is only 40. No, he is 40.
Yeah.
See, you keep up your skin routine. People don't know what age
That's
you are.
that's all my dad, man. My real father. He's when I say my dad, I mean my stepdad. When I talk about like growing
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
that's what I grew up with. But my real father, he is just shy of like 70, mid 70s, and he
Hmm.
looks like he's about 40, 45. It's got
Yeah,
good genes, like True Religion, man. Just
I hear that. We got some Jersey love going in here. Newark, New Jersey.
yeah. Now see the Jersey cats, them are the ones you gotta watch out for.
Yeah, because you don't know how they're coming at you.
Yeah, man, because Jersey come. I mean, back in the days, I used to be able to make a couple phone calls, a couple of Lexuses and Mercedes will pull up to your house. But these
Yeah,
dudes, they come in
yeah.
some hoopties, and they
Hmm.
spraying everywhere.
Yep. Brick City, all of them.
Yeah,
But it's
Red
all
Man,
love.
man.
It's all
Yeah,
love.
it's all
We're
love. Yo,
grown
Red
folks
Man though,
now.
Red Man was like one of my favorite rappers, man.
See?
Muddy Waters is still one of my favorite albums in hip hop.
Who are you telling?
Yeah, no.
Yes, Lapke. We need
Yes,
Above the Rim, Blood In, Blood Out, New Jersey
yes.
Drive. There's a whole bunch of like movies like that
And we need
haven't
Above the
even hit
Rim.
Blu-ray.
We need Above the Rim because that was actually the very first movie I seen with Tupac Shakur.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I believe his first movie was Juice, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Either Juice or Poetic
No,
Justice. I can't
no,
remember.
Juice came
No,
before. Juice
yeah.
came before Poetic
But
Justice.
when I seen Above the Rim is because I was a huge Marlon Wayans fan. Anything that the
Hmm.
Wayans were in, I was
Yeah,
there. It didn't matter what
yeah.
it was because in living color. Dad, forgive me. I've gotten my behind whipped so much for being caught watching that show, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't
It
help
was
it, man.
so
In living
funny.
color. And if it wasn't for a living color, there'd be so many people that you wouldn't even know who they
J-Lo
were.
and the Fly Girls,
Yup, J-Lo and the Fly Girls, Jim Carrey, Tommy. Um,
Tommy
I mean,
Davidson,
yeah,
Jamie
dude, there's
Foxx.
so many that they just
Yep.
brought to light. It's a beautiful thing. That sitcom was just absolutely remarkable.
What's up, Trini? Trini in the
Culture,
house. Yep, yep. We got Kenny Levels in the house. What's up, Ken?
yeah, I love Ken, man. I go to him for my physical stuff and my physical Tuesday drops, man. That's my guy right there.
Yep, Mondays are a must. Mondays
Yes,
are a
sir.
must. I just put somebody else onto the physical media report on Mondays.
Yeah, man, I love that. Yo, Enter the Dragon. I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. He posted that in his stories a couple, I think like yesterday. Man, I cannot
Hmm.
wait for Enter the Dragon. I
Yeah,
already
it's
got my
gonna be
belly
good.
pre-ordered. I got that steelbook pre-ordered.
That's
Man,
gonna be
as soon as I
so
seen
so
it, I
nice.
went right to Best Buy.
Hmm.
I'm not playing when it comes to belly. R.I.P. DMX, man. I love that movie.
True. Good one, Cody. It's juice if you don't count nothing but trouble because he was
Oh,
a
he's at the
dancer for
end.
Digital Underground. Yeah,
Yeah, back when he used to
good
ghostwrite for
call.
them.
Good
Yes,
call.
sir.
Yeah, there's no Humpty Hump without that. Yeah, Tommy Davidson was my favorite. He was funny, just naturally
I
funny.
loved him. I loved him. And then Chris Rock when he used to do the dang, that's a lot of money. I'm gonna give you
Yeah,
50 cents, you give me a bone, like
yeah,
he was
yeah.
just so funny with that. But like I said, if it wasn't for that sitcom, honestly, even Jim Carrey still says it to this day. He doesn't know where he'd be without In Living
Hmm.
Color,
Yeah,
and look at him now. The man's
yeah.
made so many movies. It's crazy.
Michael wants to know what kind of edits you do. I think he was talking about his videos. Am I right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name drop anybody, but I recently made somebody's intro. But the editing programs that I use are all on my phone. Everything is done. I actually went out and bought
Nice.
a brand new Google Pixel Pro 7.
Hmm.
And that was thanks to Disc Base Media. Used to be Disc Completist.
Yeah, yeah,
But he convinced me to get the Google phone because of what I needed to do for the videos. And you can actually tell in the YouTube, I didn't even notice, but my videos as you go further along have gotten clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And
yeah.
since I've gotten this phone, it's
Better
been
formatting. Yeah.
yeah. So I definitely owe it to Ray.
We got Emmett in the house saying, "What's up, Nick?"
Yeah, Emmett, he's always in my stories, man.
That's good. You
Him and
need people.
Josh always Cody too, man. He's always in my stories.
Yeah.
Pain, pain in the ass, because Jay-Z represent all day, every
Yeah.
day.
I was gonna
This is
ask
the
you. So you
20,
got in
20th
contact with Pain in the
anniversary.
Ass?
What?
I said you got in contact with Pain in the Ass.
Yeah, I've actually like spoken to him video call. Yeah, because I didn't believe
Nice.
it was him. I had asked him. Uh, I had asked him for a favor,
Hmm.
basically,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, this ain't the real Pain, is it? And he's like, nah, this is really me. I was like, yeah, right. He's like, I'll video call you right now. And I was like, what? And we actually talked about 20 minutes, man. It was really cool. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah.
But he actually inspired me. That's why I made the top five gangster video that I did,
I
from
like
in the
that one.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I capitalized it on him because I had asked his permission if I could use his likeness and all that,
Yeah.
and he's like, feel free, do what you got to do. So that's why at first I kind of thought, is this the real pain in the ass? And then he
Yeah.
actually called me, and I was like, Wayne, this is really like I was starstruck,
Yeah.
again because I didn't think that was the real. But he's open for a lot of things, man. He's really cool dude.
Hmm.
Um,
You
so
gotta
I
you
might
gotta
even
get something together with him, like a
I
top
might
five or
actually
something.
try. I might actually try to get him on with me, you, Floyd. I'm gonna try to
That'd be
get.
fun.
Yeah. So, and
That'd be fun.
anybody else that wants to join in, I know you got the platform. You could do 9 people. So,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try to get him on. His schedule is pretty hectic. He still does a lot of work in hip hop.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure. What's up, Jay Rick? Let's go back to Monkey's question. So he asked, "What did you think of Krampus being featured in the Santa Clauses since you have special love for Krampus?"
um, so as far as being featured in the Santa Claus, I didn't like it. I'll be honest. I mean, the reason why that's really a family favorite. My personal is Silent
Hmm.
Night, Deadly Night. That is my personal Halloween. That is my personal. Thanks, my wife and Miko always got me thinking horror, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, that's my favorite Christmas horror movie because it's just what he's seen as a kid and then becoming what he became and he's trying to be normal. It's just one of those movies that really psychologically messes with you. So I that's my personal favorite. But the family favorite, and the reason why I said that in my video, my latest one, is because that's one that me and my wife and my 2 boys have shared since the day it came out. We bought it on the release date on the Blu-ray, and ever since, every Christmas, we haven't
yeah.
missed one. We watch it together. So that's
That's
just our personal family favorite.
yeah. That's my family with Elf. Like
Yep.
we quote it in the summertime. That's how deep it
Yeah.
gets.
That's how me and my buddy are with Bad Boys. And shout out to my cousin Eddie. He actually was a huge bad influence on me. Um, he didn't
We
have
all
a
got
father figure,
those.
so yeah, he didn't have a father figure. So my pops used to beat him too for his sister. So
and then
it all
take
comes
him
together.
home and tell his
Yeah,
mother so she could
yeah.
get the beating in too.
Yep. So, but my cousin Eddie actually introduced me to all of them Bad Boys. That's when I first
Mm-hmm.
fell in love with Michael Bay. Um, in Living Color, it was another one because my dad was
Mm-hmm.
so strict. I wasn't playing when I said in that 80s video.
Yeah,
My dad
yeah,
was the
yeah.
strictest person I've ever met in my
Uh,
entire life. So
mm.
yeah,
Oh
my
man.
cousin Eddie, shout out.
You just mentioned Bad Boy, and Andrew said something in that video. Could you imagine Bad Boy with Dana Carvey and John Lovitz instead of
No,
Martin and Will? I
yeah,
it would be a totally different movie.
totally different,
Totally
totally different.
forgettable, probably.
And I didn't
Totally
even know
forgettable.
that. First of all, that was Michael Bay's Porsche that they were driving.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
like
crazy too.
the movie knowledge that Andrew has is incredible. That's why he said it in one of his live streams that he lives
Yeah.
his second life on my channel
Yeah.
because he's really over there. Like if you look in some of those comments, he's really dropping knowledge, like
Mm-hmm.
the cameras that they've used, and it's
Yeah.
really crazy.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I love his channel. It's like I never know when he's just gonna randomly drop something,
Random, he'll just
and
drop something, and
I'm like Cliff from Cheers, man. I love like just random trivia like that. So if somebody else
yeah,
could drop it on me, I'm like, yeah, yeah.
yep.
We got a couple other people here. Hut says thanks for doing all my challenges. That's how we first found you. So hint to
Yeah.
people, if you want to get your name out there, look for challenges. Uh, I just realized I wasn't subbed to your channel. Look at that. You just gained a sub. Hopefully more than just one, but definitely
It's
one.
all right if it is. Like I said in my latest video, I want people to do it organically. I would rather have the views because at least I know my work is appreciated. I put in a
Right.
lot of sacrifice. And I mean, everybody does that actually does videos. It takes time out of your life. So,
Mm-hmm.
I do it for the love, the joy. It's not just I want to make money off of this.
Right.
I'm not looking to make money. I don't need to make the money off of the YouTube. I just love to do this. And the people that I've met, you, Chris, Jay, I mean, all these different people, Bob, Vinicio, I mean, Ray, all these people
Cholo.
that I've met. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I love that dude, man. And Bob put me on to him. Um, I love that dude. He has got the craziest horror collection, man.
Don't he?
Um, but
Terrell's another one. If you don't know Terrell, he's got a
Oh
crazy
yeah, no,
horror collection too.
no, I know Terrell. I was in there when you did his conversation. I was in them chats. I love Terrell, and my wife loves him too. Every
Yeah.
time she stayed watching that sister, like
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Um, but we love Terrell, man. Much respect. But yeah, I want people to subscribe organically. I don't want it to feel forced. That's why I always say you don't have to subscribe, but
Right.
just drop a like
Check it
because
out.
what you don't like, somebody might love. So
True.
that's why even if I don't like a video or I still like it because it helps them, and that channel could potentially be something one day.
Yep. For real. I know the answer to this, but I'll put it up anyway. Do you ever think you'll do a movie collection battle?
No, I've no disrespect. I've already talked to D Ray about this. I'm just not a fan. I watched three
You
battles.
hold up. You said in an early video that you wanted to do it.
I did at one point, and that's before I actually started watching them. I just have heard of the battles, and I saw three battles, and two out of the three
Mm-hmm.
were totally 100% fan based,
Mm.
and that's all I'm going to leave it at.
Okay.
I don't really want to throw any names out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't want to get anybody upset. I'm not here for that. I just, and I've told D Ray myself, I'm not a fan of the whole battle thing. I would probably do a tournament if I was ever eligible for one,
Yeah.
but that's probably about it. To go head to head,
See,
I'm a small channel. I don't like the whole no name thing. I'm a small channel. That's what I prefer to be called. And I just
you
I
bring
think
up
it's
a
all
good
fan
point that
based.
I was thinking about like the last time I was watching one of the movie collection battles because it can turn into like popularity thing. Why
Yeah.
not just keep the people's, like, their choices hidden until afterwards? Like, just say, so we have, you know, Halloween and we have Friday the 13th Part 3 or whatever, and let the people vote. Then you put up the winner. Boom, Nick won this round. Because you're right. If you could hold up something that's ultra popular, really the better bet, but the person you face could have a couple thousand followers, and people will do that just because they're down with that person. So
Yeah. I will
that'd be
say
a
one
great way
thing.
to.
I will say one thing, and I don't mean no disrespect, but I think Ben Buster mopped the floor with Alex, but Alex is the more popular one. So I think,
Mm.
to me, pulling out a Fungo Pop
Oh, you
to go
mean
with
in
a
the last
movie,
round?
yeah, to go. I mean, this man had a cutout of Batman. First of all, I'm a huge Batman fan, so you know, he had a cutout of Batman. You're not taking that.
Yeah,
I think I respect everybody for what they do, but like I said, the three that I've watched all the way through were totally they're fan based, and I
yeah,
understand the position that D Ray is in. If he was to do the voting, then people are going to start. Oh well, how come only you get to vote? There's so much controversy behind it
yeah.
that
It's so much
I just don't.
fun, man. The
It,
battles are so much fun. I would like to see it start back and just be less of a popularity contest. Like I'm
yes,
saying, if
yeah,
you can make it a silent vote where you don't know who's got it, you just know the two titles, you don't know who
yep.
picked what, and then you show them after the voting is closed.
Like I remember one of the questions they asked uh, Ben and Alex, and I was just like, "Yo, I would have pulled out Moonwalker and murdered both of y'all." I had Moonwalker on Blu-ray. Good luck finding that. It's an import.
Nice, nice,
And I,
nice.
I would have pulled that out because I think it was like name a artist that has a popular movie or something like that. And
Hmm.
I would have pulled that out and totally murdered the game. Moonwalker, I
Yeah,
loved that movie growing up, and
so
I
do I.
still do.
So do I.
Yeah, that movie like changed, man, my life. I love it. But if D Ray could find a different way, like you said, that's a good idea to keep it
I'm
so
gonna run it
that
by him.
yeah, so that or I know that I think it was Roger or somebody talking about that there should be a referee in there to say, okay, hold on, guys, let's rewind. This guy pulled out juice and this guy pulled out, above the rim. We all know where the popularity is, but what's really the
Hmm.
better movie? So I think if something like that, might make it a little bit better, but hiding it is probably a better option, or saving it until the end. Have
Yeah.
people write it down and then have them Instagram, and then announce the winner on Instagram and make it more okay. Who's going to get that? Make it
Hmm.
intense. Make it like,
Yeah.
oh my God, who's going to win? Am I going to win? And it's not
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
winning. And he brought up a good point. We were messaging each other about it, and he said, the only time that actually should be a real competition is when you're actually playing for the money. Because I donated a lot of money to that battle that
Oh
took
yeah. Yeah.
place,
Yeah.
and it was like in that point, I would have been like, listen, I'm gonna go hard. So whatever
Yeah.
y'all pull out, I'm pulling out something better.
Yeah.
So
Ben brings up an interesting point. Could be possible, but it's hard to do in the stream.
yeah, that's true too, because the
Yeah.
chat. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't hide the
And
chat.
that is your audience. So,
Yeah,
but
there's too
you
many.
know
It's
what?
too many controversies.
Yeah, we're gonna sidebar that one and just continue on. Um, how'd you get hooked up with a horror queen? And how
um.
much did you enjoy horror before you met her?
Okay. Well, so I was more of like the mainstream horror when I met my wife. We were. I met her. Well, I seen her on Facebook. I
Hmm.
came across because she was mutual friends with a couple of my friends, and I seen her picture. All I saw was her little bubble, profile pic, and
Yeah, yeah.
I looked at the guy. I was on my lunch break looking through Facebook at my old job, and I'm looking, and I was like, oh my god! I stopped instantly, and I was like, who is that? And he's like, oh, that's Ren. Why? And I'm like, I'm gonna marry that woman. I said it to him, and I didn't even know her, and I was like,
Nice,
I'm gonna marry that woman. And he
nice.
was like, good luck. And I'm like,
Hmm.
all right. So I messaged her and I said, hey, I don't know if you have a boyfriend, but if you don't, I would love to take you out on a date. But if you do, I don't get down like that. So, and she messaged me back, yep, I have a boyfriend and, I appreciate everything, but, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, cool. And then I just messaged her back. If he ever messes up or you break up, call
You
me.
go.
And I think it was about a month and a half, maybe 2 months later, I
Yeah,
seen that she had broke up with him on Facebook. And instantly, as soon as I seen it, I messaged her, you want to go out tonight?
nice.
And from
Waste no
there,
time.
yeah, oh no. And it's funny because I wasn't looking. We have both just kind of broke up from long relationships, and it's God, God brought us together, man. We're yin and yang. People back home, that's what they called us. I'm the calm one, she's the fireball. That's the Italian in her. She's the
Yeah,
fireball.
you said
Um,
Sicilian, right?
yeah. So
Say no more. Say no
so
more.
I was just mainstream horror. My favorite horror movie was Halloween 4. Still my favorite horror movie, just because that scared me as a kid.
Yeah,
Um, and then Freddy, I was never really scared of Freddy. I just loved the way he killed people.
same here.
Freddy, I was never scared of him though, and
Me
that's like
neither.
the worst place. He can attack you in your dreams. It's crazy to think that you're not scared of that, but I was scared of Michael Myers. Somebody
Right.
with a plain white mask, and that's it. So look at
Look
you,
at her
lady.
giving me some.
I know. But she had we went to my house, and we just watched the movie, and she said, "Oh, that's a really good horror movie," and I forgot exactly which one it was, and I was like, I don't really dig horror like that. She goes, "Nah, this is a good one," and she just opened up my mind to a whole lot of horror. Like I said, these are movies like when I did the whole thing on campfire stories, not campfire tales, people
Yeah,
were confused.
I had
And
never heard of it.
it's simple movies like that are so cheesy, but they're great. Like they're just really great. And that's another one shot on a VHS camcorder with
Hmm.
like 480p, and it's terrible to watch, but it's so
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It's so great. So she really opened up my mind, and now we have Shutter. I can't live without Shutter.
I
I'll
hear
be
you.
honest.
I hear
That
you.
that if I only had Shutter and HBO Max,
You're
I'd
good.
be happy. I'd
Yeah.
be happy because HBO Max got all them old classics that I watched too. So, but the Shutter originals are just amazing. They really
Yeah.
are.
All right. So we dance around this a little bit. You mentioned me, you, Chris. Tell them what we have planned as far as the Hood Classic segment.
So when I was talking to originally, I talked to Chris about it. Floyd, Floyd House Flicks. I can't say what I was saying. Floyd,
I
man,
know. I know.
you got something, Floyd. You did something to everybody. Everybody has to say it like that. Um, but I had said to him, what's funny is some of these movies that have like the strongest black roles don't get no love. Think about it. Dead Presidents. That movie, even though it might be, a fictional movie, Lorenz did his thing. Chris Tucker, you thought he was just a comedian. Then he comes out in Dead Presidents playing a heroin addict. Like movies like that, why don't they have a Blu-ray release? At least a Blu-ray. I would prefer a 4K, obviously, but just simple movies like that, like New Jersey Drive. New Jersey Drive is an actual fictional, a non-fiction movie. This is what really happens in New Jersey because I have a few friends that are from New Jersey, and they said they'll snatch your car right then and there at the stoplight. These boys
Yep.
don't play around. And
Yep.
and then Heavy D was in that movie. That's the first time I seen Heavy D. I heard him on the radio, Now that we found, I mean, so I heard of Heavy D, but never
Yeah,
seen him.
right.
So when I first, saw that one little 2-minute segment, he's got take that shit back, so
Yeah.
it's funny, a lot of these movies that have strong black leads, they never get the love that they actually deserve with a
Hmm.
restoration. But we'll
Yeah.
spend our time re-coming out with 15 different steel books for Goodfellas. How many different releases are we going to get for Goodfellas? Um, how many different releases are we going to get for Highlander? It's a great movie. I'm not saying anything about it, but they just keep rehashing the same ones. And then, like everybody brings up this point, aside from Ken, everybody brings up this point, Bob. They do so many, okay, we're going to release this on Blu ray. Let's see how it does. And then we're going to re release it with the same steelbook, but in 4K.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Or they're going to do the Blu ray steelbook release, and then they're going to do a 4K slipcover and give no steelbook release. It's
Right.
just getting frustrating as a collector. And then that's why I love, and this is why I said it in a few videos ago, don't just take my opinion on a review of a movie that I get. Don't just take Ken's opinion on a movie that he gets, because we all have different perspectives. We all have different outlooks on it. He has an
Yeah.
OLED, I have an LED. I have a Panasonic high-end Blu-ray player. I don't know what he has. So
Right.
while he has an OLED, he might not be running the highest Blu-ray player. And I don't have the highest LED TV, but I'm running a $500 Blu-ray player.
Right.
So we all have different takes. I thought Addams Family is one of the best restorations I've seen this year, aside from Reservoir Dogs, because they took their time with it. It looks
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. So it's simple things like that. Hey,
What's
what's up,
up,
Mel?
Killa? Killa.
Um, it's simple things like that I wish that they would stop doing that and start focusing more on these hood movies that mean a lot to people like us. Sugar
Hmm.
Hill, you know, Wesley Snipes. They I mean, granted, they just got a Blu-ray release a couple years back, but why not 4K? It came out when 4K was out,
Yeah.
and then Paid in Full. I just posted it the other day. I was watching Paid in Full. Why doesn't this have a 4K release? It has a Blu-ray, but it doesn't have a 4K.
So
So
tell them our idea.
our idea is just getting all of the brothers together. It doesn't matter the color. I'm only half, so it doesn't matter the race. Because a lot of people are like, brothers. You look Spanish. I'm not Spanish. I'm black and German. So, um, but we just want to talk about why we think that these movies don't have the releases that they should, because of the strong black roles and the black leadership that these movies depict.
Yeah.
And I really think it's unfair, especially to people like Bob. I introduced Bob to Sugar Hill. He's going to buy it. He's never seen
Yeah.
it. Same with Blue Hill Avenue. He's never seen Blue Hill Avenue. I told him go pick it up.
Yeah.
If you can find it. That's the hard part. You know, um, Dead Presidents. Like, why? Lorenz Tate
Yeah.
killed that role.
I would add two things to that. One, I would expand and say people of color, because I'd want to talk about things like blood in, blood out as well.
Yes,
And
strong
two,
Mexican.
yeah, there's
We
other
can we
people
could
I
probably
know.
even get Vinicio in on that one.
I
I
was
could probably
about to
make that
say a
happen.
couple more people
I know
like
Bob wants to jump in with a few too.
yeah, and Dell has a really strong hood classic collection, so he would definitely be a good person. And
Absolutely.
Mika wants in, so
Yo, you're more than
we may
welcome.
set it up that it's multiple people and just have people jump in and out the chat, hang out if you want to. But we'll start with a core and then we'll bring people in. So I think that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I think that'll be fun.
I think there's somewhat of a conspiracy, and then others are just like, oh, that movie's not going to sell.
Hmm.
You can't tell me that Dead Presidents isn't going to run off the shelf in 4K.
I
You
think
can't tell
Criterion,
me that.
after what they did with Menace to Society, I think they would do an
Yes,
excellent job
yes.
with Dead Presence. Them or Kino or even Arrow. I think
Yeah, I'm
any of
about to
them.
say Arrow. I mean, I wasn't like super impressed with Flatliners, but it definitely looks better than the Blu-ray. So,
Hmm.
it did look
The
nice in
the quality
4K.
alone was a step up.
Yeah, and I love Arrow. And I'll say this with Arrow, they put together besides Zavi. I hope I said that right. I think I always
Yeah.
mess that up, but
No, you good.
they put the best cases and booklets together that I have seen. I absolutely love Arrow's collection when it comes to
Hmm.
that. When I seen the Flatliners booklet, to some people it's like a throwaway, but to me, I love all that nerdy stuff, man. I
I
love
like
that
getting into the
stuff.
weeds. I like
And that's what
all that
that's what
stuff.
made me so mad about the Grinch. That is my favorite Christmas movie, and they didn't even have anything new for special features. Like, give
Yeah,
me something. Give me
yeah.
something. Give me a 15-minute snippet of Jim Carrey just being a clown in that suit.
You know
Just
there's
give me something.
there's like extras and like
Oh yeah. Oh
all
yeah.
that good stuff.
Definitely.
We're definitely going to talk more about that tomorrow on the watch along. So looking
Yeah,
forward to
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I am too,
Definitely
man.
looking forward to that.
I am too. That's my favorite. I know that movie line for line. It's ridiculous. I irritate my wife with that movie.
Yeah. All right. It's about that time. You ready for the five takes?
Yep, here's where I lose some subscribers. Let's go.
Stop, stop, stop. It's not going to happen. It's not
No,
going to
I know.
happen.
It's just my opinions, man.
Exactly. And we'll keep it at that. It's your opinion. We'll start with number one. Name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
I bet you nobody's gonna see this one coming. Grease.
It's the word.
I so my earliest memory, I was at my grandmother's house all the time. My grandmother absolutely adored me as a baby. And my earliest memory was being in, you know, sitting on her because I wasn't allowed to sit on the couch. It's very, very weird. The plastic thing, it was just
If
weird.
people know, they
Yeah,
know. The plastic
if you know,
couch.
you know.
The
The
plastic on
plastic,
the
you couldn't take
couch.
the plastic off the couch now because it wouldn't be preserved.
No.
But my earliest memory was seeing John Travolta. Just I wanted to be a T-Bird so bad. The leather jacket, the T-shirts with the cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve. That
Yes.
in between the just even as a kid at that age, that movie, even though it wasn't super colorful, it captured my eye as a kid, and I wanted to mimic every dance move I seen. And I was in the living room talking about some doing all this and skipping around. And Grease changed my whole outlook on movies because the first movie I ever remember seeing is Oliver and Company. But Grease was just the one that changed my entire outlook. And I know that movie word for word too.
Yes.
So
Yes. And you're not alone. Mika says, okay,
I
Greece.
love Grease.
Hey, Bob, you should love his passion. Reminds me of you a lot. Grease is one of my favorite movies. Love the soundtrack. Yo,
Yeah, you're the one
uh,
that I want. Yeah, I mean, even
dude.
I used to actually. So Ralph Lauren came out with a cardigan years back because I'm huge into fashion and
Oh,
Ralph
okay.
Lauren's, and I was wearing Purple Label when nobody even could see the tag for no
Wow.
reason. So
Yeah, yeah.
I had tons of my closet is like Macy's men's department,
Mm-hmm.
but when I seen Grease, that really like made me want to dress like them. The leather jackets and all that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just it's crazy the amount of influence and the soundtrack. I still
Yeah.
when I had that Ralph Lauren cardigan, it looked like the Rydell High. It had the big R,
Nice.
it had the boot, and it was the same. It was burgundy, but it was the same style. And I
Yeah.
wore that out to the stitching
Nice.
fell out, and I finally
Um,
retired it.
I I bought the album on release day old, so I could tell you we went from rocking the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack day to day to going right into Grease.
Yeah,
So
Grease has had an
there was no
amazing,
time off. No time off. Uh
amazing.
yeah, the plastic room, do not enter. Yo, side story about that. My parents moved from Brooklyn to Florida, and the first time I went to visit the house, and there was no plastic on the furniture. I was like, what happened to the plastic?
Did
Because
you
I
start
couldn't
checking for
believe it.
fevers?
Yeah, I thought somebody was like, what happened to the plastic? All right, number two. Name five of your favorite films.
Okay. Goodfellas.
Of course.
I could
That's
not live
one of
without
mine. One of
Goodfellas.
mine. Me too.
Yeah. I would take that over Casino,
Me too.
over any other mobster movie. The close second to me would be A Bronx Tale.
Okay.
Phenomenal movie, but I would
That's
have to
another
go with
one we need
Goodfellas
to
still.
upgrade of.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Sonny, he only used, he had five fingers, but he only used three. So, um, this one, because my favorite director. So, Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction. This is the old DVD. I do have the steelbook, as you've seen, but I can't get rid of this
Mm-hmm.
copy. I
I still
absolutely
got mine.
love. Yeah, I won't get rid of this.
I still got mine.
Um, the best Batman movie ever made, the original,
89.
89. Michael Keaton, still the
And
best
the
Batman to
snapper.
me. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, the best gangster hood, the gangster movie, Carlito's Way.
Benny from the
This is the
Bronx.
perfect romance gangster novel movie. I just absolutely adore it. And
Mm-hmm.
then this one, yeah, try not to tear up. I'm really trying not to tear up. But my dad, when I first met my stepfather, this was the first movie we ever seen together in the movie theater. And I could never ever do without, because regardless that we don't talk anymore or anything like that, he did raise me to be the man that I am. And I learned from his mistakes not to do myself. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Hmm.
he took me to see this when it came out, and I can't live without this movie. We need a 4K release. I made an entire video about it because I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. So those are
That's
my
awesome,
five
man.
favorites. I could never live without.
Thanks for sharing that, man. That's cool. Uh, yeah, I remember when Grease came out.
I wasn't there when it came out, but man,
Bro,
if I didn't
all we
love it
did
as a
was sing
kid,
that soundtrack. Keep talking, Lorenz Tate. Loved him as an actor when I was a kid. Still do. Still do. What a pick.
every role that he's been in, man, he kills it.
Yeah.
There's not really much. Them couches were.
Be
Poison.
sticking to your skin. But only if you got to sit on those couches.
Yeah,
Only.
I
And
think
you
like I was like 12 or
mm,
13 when I finally got to sit in it. Yeah.
you got upgraded.
Yep. Other than that, it was Indian style on the carpet.
Yep. You know. Wow. You taking me back, man. Uh yeah, that is the Batman movie.
Yep. I've
Uh bu-
got
bu-
that in
bu-
every
bu-
format
bu-
too, but I can't get rid of that DVD. That's the
yeah.
original day one release.
Ooh, Cody. Nice. A one sheet of Bronx Tale. People won't talk. You know what? This is the problem with physical media right now. And this is my soapbox for the night. If people do not see a popular release of something,
Hmm.
they don't know about it because they might have been kids when it came out, or, in the case of younger people like Roger and Jared and all them, it's before them, so they don't know the popularity of the movie at the time. So people don't talk about A Bronx Tale because they don't know
No,
about it. And I
no.
wish they would. Yeah,
Yeah,
Benny Blanc
get in the
opened the
bathroom.
Bronx.
Put him in the bathroom. That's
Hmm.
my favorite part of that movie when Sonny's rolling the dice and he's like, "Man, get that ugly face out of here. Put him in the bathroom." I love that part, man. And then just Al Pacino, not Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, him playing the father was, I mean, the absolute best
Because
person
we're
they
so
could have
used to
picked.
him being
Yes,
that guy.
yes. And then he was just total opposite. And like him in This Boy's Life. Oh my God,
Yeah.
he killed that role too,
I think about
playing the
that.
evil
I,
stepdad.
yeah, I think about that movie every time I open the door for my wife, the car door,
Yep. To
the
see
good
if
ones,
she gonna
one
yep,
of the good ones.
yep.
What's up, Tony? Basement Blues
What
in
up,
the house.
Tony? Tony, I love his unboxing. Man, that man's collection is
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
salute, salute. Stephen Wilson in the house. I didn't see when you popped in. Yeah, if you had sisters or female cousins, yeah, you had Grease.
There was no need for a female with Grease with me.
Yeah.
I sang every song and danced every dance, and I wanted I wanted that hot rod so bad. Why couldn't I have a Grease Lightning?
Okay, I think this is where you think you're gonna lose subscribers or whatever. So number three, name classic movie that everybody loves, but you can't stand.
I got
There's
two
a
right off the
reason I
bat.
have this question in here, just
Yeah.
upset the apple cart a little bit.
Avatar is absolutely horrendous. It is
I remember you saying
Pocahontas.
that. Hmm.
It is Pocahontas with blue people. There you
Sorry for
go.
colonialism. That's what it is.
And the other one, anything to do with Lord of the Rings. I can't do it. You will never see a review. I don't care if they get 12K Blu-ray releases if we ever get it. You'll never
Hmm.
see a review from any one of those. I tried so many times to like Avatar, fell asleep every time. It's just the story of Pocahontas with blue people. But James Cameron, I mean, I love James Cameron as a director. He has an eye for cinematography, and I understand why people love the movie. But I can't do it. Sorry. Yeah,
Culture says
I'm sorry. I will
no,
not
not
see part two
Avatar.
either. It would have to be a Clockwork Orange. You're gonna have to hold my eyes open and put drops in it and torture me, and that's it. I'm good. And I still might try to force my eyes closed.
Yeah, we have the fire takes on this panel. Hey,
Yeah,
Mel agrees with you. Just a lot of walking.
yeah, and it's just the forest walking, and then you throw a ring in a volcano.
Hey, I'm gonna make you feel really like there's no way. So I guess the Blu-ray. I didn't get the 4K, but I have all three of the extended editions,
Hmm?
and we watch them all three on like a certain day. And we used to do it when the kids were younger. We do it like once a year. It was like an event, and we haven't done it in years. But yeah, yeah, you're looking at
I
me like
commend you. I commend you.
you look at me
I
like I'm smoking dust or something.
That's 9 hours of my life that I can't commit.
11 and a half. 11 and a
Ooh,
half.
that's right. You got the extended versions. Okay, okay.
It's fun. It's fun. See, Adrian's with me. I love Lord of the Rings trilogy, the extended ones only when I watch.
And I get the
It.
appeal. My dad absolutely loves them. My
Hmm.
dad he's so into that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember being at his house watching it, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm watching it. Yep, nah, I can't.
Catch,
He's just
catch
walking through
some
the woods.
Z's.
Yeah,
See, you would tell Bonnie not to bother.
I
she,
I would
she never seen it.
I would say if you're into watching people walk through woods hiking, go for it.
Let's flip that question around. Number four, name a critically hated movie that you love.
the Ghostbusters girl version from 2016. I absolutely 100% love that movie with a passion. I have such a soft spot for Melissa McCarthy. It is anything that she is in, I own. We're talking The Heat. We're talking Boss. We're talking Bridesmaids. And here's another little thing, and I can never do this because you're already going to know. My favorite comedy of all time is Bridesmaids.
I'm sorry, I was taking a screenshot because I needed to remember this moment.
I love Ghostbusters, man.
All
And
right.
you know what? I didn't like Afterlife. I wasn't a big fan of it. I
Girl
didn't like the way that
busters.
they did. Yeah, I know Holland. And if I lose the subscribers, hey, man, it just
You love what
everybody
you love.
has that.
You
Everybody
love what
has
you
that
love.
one movie, and
Yeah.
that's my one, man. I love
So
it. Everybody hates it.
here I was all prepared for you to say Dr. Giggles
Nope.
because I know you got love for that.
Oh yeah, that's in my
But
top five slashers.
you went deep,
Hmm.
deep.
Oh yeah, I'm cutting veins here. I'm shooting up like Romelo's pops from Sugar Hill.
Jerry said you're about to get banned.
Yeah,
But
you
you
can
see, you
ban me.
saved yourself. You saved yourself by saying you love Bridesmaids because
Yeah,
people got love for
I
that.
absolutely I love Bridesmaids, man. I just can't get enough. My feet is on the ground. Why? Okay, I need to know
Oh.
why is it so hated? Why?
Have you seen the original Ghostbusters?
Yes, I have. Yes, of course.
Have you seen Ghostbusters 2? Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. They call the Ghostbusters and they're
Yeah,
in control.
yeah,
And you go
yeah.
from those two.
I get that, but if you take away the perspective of it just and let your mind go, it is a hilarious movie.
Okay. Um, we have some other questions here. What's the best Denzel movie you watched?
All y'all gonna hate me for this one too. Man on
Oh
Fire.
Lord, he's adding more to it. Go.
Man on Fire is one of my, well, actually is my favorite Denzel
Oh
movie.
no. I got love for Man on Fire. That's a good movie.
Man
I
on
mean,
Fire is so underrated. I am so tired of it. Nobody ever mentions that in
I
Denzel's
know.
catalog. You
I
know,
know.
it's
That's a
always the
great
same. It's
movie.
always the same with Denzel. It's always
Training Day,
Training
Malcolm
Day,
X,
John Q.
True, John Q.
And
People mention that.
yeah, and then Malcolm.
Yeah,
It's like Man on Fire is very slept on. And if you go back and
Glory.
watch it, and the plot, the entire plot behind it was absolutely genius. You didn't see it
Mm-hmm.
coming. It's just such a great movie, and it's not dragged out. It's like 2 hours long, but it's not dragged out. I love it, and the way that he
Yeah,
tortures these guys is hilarious. My favorite scene is
it's
Homeboy
crazy.
duct taped to the car, and he's like, "You gonna tell me what I want to know? No, okay." And he walks away.
Yep,
So
just leaves him there. All right. I like Girl Busters too.
I
Glory.
appreciate it. At least I got somebody.
Glory is good.
Glory is good, but Man on Fire is my favorite.
Bridesmaids make Jordan Almonds look good. Yes, Bobby Brown in Ghostbusters too. The
Yep.
original was so fabulous. Then the girls.
Yeah, no, a lot of people,
I love this.
I
I
just love
love
it.
this question because it brings
Yeah,
about the best.
that's why they call it
Yeah,
the hot takes.
yeah.
Devil in the
Devil in the
Blue
Blue
Dress. I
Dress.
love that.
Yeah,
What was it? The Criterion release.
so
Oh
good,
my God.
so good. Taking a Pelham 123. Great remake. By the
Yep.
way, hello Eddie and
What's up,
Haley
Eddie?
if
We'll
you're
see you
there too.
tomorrow, Eddie, for
See you
that Grinch.
tomorrow. Fallen is a
Fallen
good
is a good
Denzel
one
movie.
too.
Yeah,
Yes.
I I
Yeah. I mean, there's so many. Don't get me wrong. There is a
so
lot.
man, damn. I'm
But
just going
yep,
through them,
Inside
man.
Man too. You didn't. I didn't
Vincent,
see that one coming.
which
That
one?
plot line in
Don't
Inside
say it.
Man.
Don't
Oh
say
no,
it.
I'm
Don't
not.
say
No,
it.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
But that was a good one.
All right. Finally, somebody named my favorite.
Book of Eli. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's good too, man. It-
Ooh.
he played a blind dude so well. I never thought that Denzel could pull that off.
What's your thoughts on the movie Spawn '97?
Okay, the CGI is terrible, but I
Great
have a
for the
soft
time.
spot.
Great for
Yes,
the time.
for the time it was revolutionary, especially in '97. I was late teens. I liked it because I like Spawn.
Yeah.
The whole fact he's got chains, he's got the cape. So I liked it. Um, do I think it needs a remake? No, I
Mm,
I I, I don't think that we need another Spawn movie.
yeah.
I don't think we need another Wolverine movie. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
movies I don't
That's
think that we need. And then they're bringing them back in Deadpool. So,
They have
uh,
a good dynamic. That's the only thing I'm looking
yeah,
forward to. But
yeah.
Logan,
But
Logan kind of closed the book for me, and that was
yeah,
good.
man, like just leave it
Yeah,
alone.
there's other things we could do, and there's so many more X-Men characters to explore.
There is, but
Give me
Spawn,
that Gambit movie I was supposed to get.
yes, that's my second favorite superhero is Gambit.
Hmm. All right. How many more questions? Yes. No more. No more. You said enough. All right. This has been fun, man. I told you. I told you. Once we get going, it's just fun. It's just fun. So finally, number five. Besides Andrew Robinson, who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel? Because I would love to do
that's
a five takes with him. I think that'd be great. I wouldn't even
I
ask
know.
him any other movie questions, just these. Boom, 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 boom. And I think it would
Yeah,
be a great
I
time.
think you'd be pleasantly surprised. That man's movie archive
Oh,
goes deep,
I'm
deep.
sure it does. I'm sure it does.
Um, that man knows so much about behind the scenes. He's produced a lot too, and he's
Mm,
directed two movies, but he's still fighting for the rights on those. So he is trying
yeah.
to get him back to re-release them. Um, so I have two.
Hmm.
One Floyd already mentioned, Ray, disc based
Ronaldo.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, once he gets settled in, I know he's in the process of moving. So once he gets settled into his new spot, you definitely got to have him. That man's movie knowledge is substantial, and he is just one of the pillars of this community.
Mm,
Always reaching out, always in touch. He's another one that I talk to on the phone on the almost on a daily basis. If not, we're texting each other. And then, I mean, I just discovered his channel a month ago, but Vinicio, have you had him on
dude,
yet?
oh no, I would love to have
Dude,
Benicio on.
me and Bob can make that happen.
Oh yeah.
We can make that happen. That dude, I absolutely love his content. I love his movie collection. And just for the record, Tim, don't ever let me over your house because I'm gonna steal a few posters, man. I love that man's poster collection.
I know.
My God, man, he has five
I know.
drawers. I
I,
Tim,
just
I'm just playing around with you. I don't steal, but I love your poster collection, man. I absolutely
shout
do.
out to the boy Tim Talks Talkies.
Yeah, man.
And be on the lookout for
Tim.
his
But
Christmas top 25 coming soon. I'm looking forward to being on that. That's gonna be
yeah,
fun.
isn't
He
that
just
tomorrow night?
closed. Is it?
I think it's tomorrow. I think it's right after our watch along.
Okay. I
If
got
I'm
a
not
Christmas
mistaken,
party to go
I
to.
mean, I could be mistaken. Don't hold me to it.
I'll check in
But
with him.
those are the two brothers, and I could definitely make. I mean, we can all make Ronaldo happen, but
Yeah.
Vinicio, I could probably get him because we talk a lot
Hmm.
on Instagram, and I know Bob talks to him a lot too. So, but his knowledge for horror movies, man, Mika's gonna love him. Mel's gonna love him. So his knowledge of horror movies is right up there with my wife's. I mean, like I said, I put my wife number one. Sorry to everybody else out there, but that's my queen, and to
and,
me, she is the queen
and you
of
got to
horror.
sleep with her tonight, so keep it 100. Keep it 100.
Well, you know, she's Sicilian, so I gotta keep that energy level down here. But I love her to death, man. I really can't. She changed my life, and I changed
That's
hers, and
awesome.
we just met up at the right time. 13 years together, 10 years married, and it's been rough, but we have
That's
made
a
it through
blessing.
every single rocky road, and no suspicions, no mistrust, no nothing. It's
Good.
a phenomenal, great
Good.
relationship. That's why I urge people, if you're gonna get married, make sure it's to the right person, because
Yeah.
I found mine. So
Yeah.
you really want
I
to feel
hear
it in
you.
your heart, not your mind, and not your second
Hmm.
thought.
Hmm. And on that note, I want to
All
thank
right.
you. I want to thank
I
you
appreciate it,
for
man. I
doing
really
this tonight.
appreciate everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone in the chat that showed up and hung out with us. Fridays are always fun because, we could do it a little longer, but yeah, it's always fun. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Chris, go enjoy that cigar.
Mm.
And
Thank you so much for everybody that was here and checking it out. I honestly didn't think I had that much support from the community. I really
yeah,
didn't, but
man, you got
I
love
was
out
I'm
there.
surprised.
You got love out
I'm
there.
surprised, but
So,
I appreciate it.
quickly before we go, officially let everybody know where they could find you.
That's that on Instagram. It's Nick of Movie AV Impulse. Every word is underscored. And then on my YouTube, it is Movie AV Impulse. Same with the Facebook that I just made a couple of days ago, and the same on TikTok. It's just basically I just do short videos on the TikTok and the Facebook to kind of get people to go to my channel on YouTube. Because, like I said, I do a lot of editing. I spend hours sometimes doing this stuff, so it's just nice to know that the work is appreciated.
For real, no doubt. So, we'll see everyone on the next episode. And you know what I always say? Go watch a movie.
That's right. I appreciate it.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
You